Hi guys, and welcome back to MommaJessKnits. I'm Jess, coming to you from Virginia. Today is October the 1st, 2020. This is episode 29. I can be found on Ravelry and Instagram as MommaJessKnits. I have a Ravelry group called MommaJessKnits Podcast, a Facebook group called MommaJessKnits. You can email me at mommajessKnits@gmail.com. And I also have an Etsy store now under MommaJessKnits, all one word. For those of you who are returning, thank you very much. And for those of you who are new, welcome. And I hope that you will like this podcast and think about subscribing and giving me a like. It has been almost a month since I podcast last, and I do apologize for that, but it has been extremely busy. School is back in, and fortunately, we are doing it all virtual for the first semester, and that's been a little bit of a circus, and that's all I'm going to say about that, because I could go on for a long time about it. I'm going to jump right in, because since it has been a month, almost a month, I have a lot to show you guys today, and a lot to talk about. So I'm going to start out with my finished objects, and I have two. The first one I'm going to talk about are my second pair of Halloween socks that I've done. I was working on these in my last podcast. I only had one done. And the yarn is, the body of the sock is Lolodidit in the Hippo for Halloween 2019. The heel, or the cuff, heels, and toes are done in Knit Pick Stroll and just the color black. Because my first ones I did an orange heel and toe on, so I want to do these a little bit differently. So that is my first finished object. And I've been working on these since July, so finally finished those the other day. Took me forever. So my second finished object, and I'm probably going to butcher the name of this pattern, but I think it is called Rafa's hat. And it's got a cat hair. And this pattern is a free pattern by Locatelli. And I did this one in Malabrigo worsted in the color emerald. It's getting a tiny bit blown out. To me, it looks more like a teal than an emerald. But it's a nice hat, super, super stretchy, which I do like that about it. And I'm doing this for the Hohi Fall Knit Along 2020. So I got like one out of a bajillion projects that I signed up for to do. Done. And that is all of my finished objects that I have. Sort of sad, because I looked it up, and the last time my podcast was like September 7th. Two things. That's okay. When you see some of the stuff I've dyed, I have been dyeing lots of yarn constantly. I have been making bags, but I'll do a shop update at the very end of this video, so that way if you're not interested in my shop, then you don't have to stick around for it. Alright, works in progress. I have a whole lot. Please bear with me. So, I'm going to start with this one. That way I can kind of, sorry, there's going to be a little bit of crinkling for a second, because I got to move bags. I'm in a different location today. I'm sitting on my couch because I have so much stuff to show you guys. I did not have enough room to do it in the other room. So, you're going to laugh, but this is the start of another memory blanket. However, this one is going to be made out of minis. So this is actually both of these are Lolodidit minis. This one's Wonka. This one's Just Ducky. And then a while back I won a giveaway and she sent me, I'm calling them minis, but it was like the leftovers that she had from a scarf she made. So I'm using them as minis because they're rolled up into small balls. So these two came from her. So yeah, this is what I'm calling my tiny memory blanket. It's more like a cup coaster right now. So, I'm going to show you my other two memory blankets also. I have been trying to do, I needed something I could work on, kind of while I'm monitoring, two kids I babysit for on their virtual learning stuff. Because if not, I'd be bored out of my mind. And with 7 people needing to be on the internet at the same time, it just wasn't feasible for me to be doing anything on the internet. So I decided to work on my memory blankets while they're doing school. So I'm going to show you my biggest one first. Okay, I thought I had something attached to it. I have put on lots of squares since you guys last saw this. I can't remember if I showed you whenever I had put this one, and this one on. But since then, I have put, let's see, on this one, I've put strings. This one, this one, this one, this one, maybe that one, this one, and I'm getting ready to start another one. So I've put on a good bit on that one. Yeah, I average about 1 square a day on those, roughly. Sometimes more, sometimes less. Sorry for the crinkling. Okay. Now, my next one is this is the one that I'm only making with things that, leftovers from things I've made. So I added a good bit to this too. So I added this square, this square, this square, this one, and this one, which that one's kind of hard to see. This yarn right here is actually one of my yarns called Pop Rocks. I haven't made anything out of it yet, but I wanted to go ahead and add it because I do plan on making something. I've already got it wound up and ready to go. So those are all 3 of my blankets that I have been working on a little bit here and there. The tiny one that looks like a cup coaster, I've only added those 2 squares to it, the top 2. So not a whole lot on that, but it's okay. All right, this being housed in a bag by myself, my Woodland Creatures bag, which I do have some of these in the shop. And this is my second Hohi hat, the Rafa hat. And this one is in Malabrigo rios, however you say it, Bobby Blue. I love this color blue. And, you know, I have the first, or the brim almost done. It's a fast pattern as long as you enjoy doing 1x1 ribbing, because that's all it is, except for six rows. And no, I'm not giving anything away because that is a free pattern on Ravelry. But I signed up to do 3 of those in the Hohe knit along, so that's number 2. Okay, next up, in another bag made by me, which this is one of my first bags that I ever made. On my last podcast, I showed you my half-finished object of my mermaid tail sock, which this is, sorry, it's got some of my hair on it. This is yarn dyed by me, and that's also in the shop. But I have the cuff done and part of the leg done on the second sock. Sorry if you guys can hear a bunch of noise in the background, but it is a school day. My kids are home. They're on a break right now. So I decided to try to film a podcast real quick and see how far I get. So hopefully it's not too loud. And another one of my bags, the one I messed up on the handle, I have another half-finished object. My autumn sunset colorway. And I am on the, sorry guys, I'm on the foot of my second sock. I was hoping to have that one done by the time I podcasted, but I was like, I really can't wait any longer. I need to get on the podcast and get it done. Guys, this is like sock parade. Oh, I'm sorry. So, on one of my new colorways called Oh My Gourd, I Love Fall, I have started a sock. I got a good bit of it on the leg done. Sorry. It's kind of blowing out. There you go. I'm trying to get several socks for my one box of socks. I'm trying to get all the way through. I think if I finish these up, I will have, let's see, I think I'll have up to October, maybe November done. Not 100% sure. I know I'm behind on both of my boxes of socks. So this is the last sock I'm going to show you guys. This is on Lolodidit, Hippo for Little Celebrations. And this colorway is called Ice Cream for Breakfast. And I am on the gusset. Sorry about my needles being in the way. I am on the, good grief. I'm on the gusset of this one. So I finished the leg. I've done the heel, flap and flap and turn. So now I'm on the gusset. I really like the colors in this. It makes me happy. Those were supposed to be my September socks. Didn't happen. I'm okay with that because, like I said in my last podcast, I want to knit to enjoy it and I don't want to feel pressure. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, and that is all my socks. Now the next thing I'm going to show you, I'm keeping in this bag that I just picked up from Joann's, because I know it's going to be huge and I don't have a project bag that big. I don't know that I was very far on this one the last time I showed it. But I got a lot done on this since the last time I showed it. Oops. This is all I have left of my first ball. And this is hand dyed by me. Oh, I did put a place marker. So the last time I showed it, I was right here. And I had this much done. And I remember stating how aggravated I was with this curling up. It still has aggravated me. So much to the point that I haven't worked on this in a couple weeks. It's just annoying me. I know it'll block out. I just keep telling myself. So I got all of this done since the last podcast. And I haven't worked on this for probably about a week or maybe even 2. So from here all the way up. And this is the Alicia Plummer Campside Days shawl. And like I said, that's all I have left of one skein. So that is quite a bit from one of my skeins of yarn. Not bad. And this is knit up in DK weight yarn, which I have not dyed and put any DK weight yarn in my shop. I dyed it for this shawl to see how I would like it and how it would take color. So now that I know all of that, I will think about dyeing some for the shop. And that is all of my works in progress that I have. I think, let me just take a quick little glance. Have my show notes right down here. Yeah, I think that's it. So what is up next? A whole lot. So there are so many knit alongs, make alongs, that kind of thing going on right now, that I have joined. Some of them I can double dip in, because there's a couple of like sweater or garment alongs that I can do. Hohies, there's a couple of things in there that I can kind of double dip in, but not much. Sorry, guys. So anyway, I have my Harvest cardigan, which I actually brought over here to show you all. I talked about it on my last podcast, because I couldn't remember where I was on it. And I think I have it figured out, so I'm going to start working on this again. And it is getting really blown out, but it is beautiful, beautiful fall colors. I mean, I've got a good bit done. I've already separated for the sleeves. I've got this much done from here to here for the sleeves. Don't mind this. This is just what my sleeves are hanging out on. And this is done in Malabrigo, rios, juniper, I believe. Uh-oh. Okay, I can't reach the tag. But I think it's done in juniper. So that is going to be in the Bearded Pearls sweater knit along, and Nitty Natty's garment knit along, or make along. And then I've got several more things to do for Hohi's knit along. I joined a Gilmore Girl make along that is being hosted by MD Quilter Knits, which is Beth, and Covert Knits, which is Abigail. I ran across their podcast about a week or two ago, binge watched them all, and decided to join their knit along. I love Gilmore Girls. I have watched it about 3 or 4 times, and I'm currently going through it again. Very slowly, but I am going through it again. So I'm going to be doing that. And then I'm also joined, or today starts Amy Florence of Stranded. Her festive sock along starts today. So I've got yarn wound for that. Actually, I've got 3 skeins wound for that. One of my own, my Holly Jolly colorway. And then one that I bought a year ago. And then one I'll show you in my mail call that I actually bought back in August. Then Forest City Knit Girls, they've got 3 make-alongs. They've got the Choose Love Shawl knit along, which you don't have to do that shawl. You could do other shawls, which that's the one that I can do some of my Ho-He shawls and put that in there. I can also do, I'll talk about that in a minute. They have a sock along going on, and then they've got a sweater knit along, but it's only for that certain sweater. I think it's the Lana pullover or something similar to that. I'm not 100% sure on that one. I don't think I'm joining that one, just because I have other garments and stuff. It is Socktober. Yes, Socktober. I'm doing that one by Yarnalicious, and that one starts today, and it's just through October. I am also doing a year-long stash busting knit along with Kay from the Crazy Sock Lady and Julie from Twin Stitches. Wait, not Twin Stitches, or is it? I'm sorry if I messed that up. I know she's Julianne Knitter on Instagram. I'm fairly positive it's Twin Stitches on Ravelry. If that's wrong, I'll correct it down below. So those are all the knit-alongs and stuff I'm doing, plus my socks for my box of socks. So that means my Hippo 4 box of socks and then my regular box of socks. Which my regular box of socks, I can add these festive socks too, and the Socktober socks and all that kind of stuff, and I can finish that up early. Yay! Okay, so what I've bought. As a lot of places, different yarn crawls have been canceled, different yarny events have been canceled, that kind of thing. Well, in Charlottesville, Virginia, there are 3 yarn shops, and they got together and decided that they were going to do a yarn crawl. And this happened not last weekend, but the weekend before that. So I went and got a few things. And I also found out that one of my favorite yarn shops is closing their brick and mortar store. So she's only going to do it online. So let me share with you with what I got. Oh, and I found out that Jacqueline Cieslak, I hope I said that right, works at one of the yarn shops in Charlottesville. Had no clue until I watched MD Quilter Knits, and she mentioned it. And I was like, are you kidding me? So that was the first yarn shop I hit on the yarn crawl. And I got me some little light bulb stitch markers. Because I don't know if you guys are like me, but stitch markers grow legs and walk away. every time. So I got some stitch markers, and then I found some Opal, which I've not seen Opal in stores ever. I've always had to order it offline. No, I take that back. I think I have found one skein of Opal in one of our local stores, now that I say that. But I found this Opal. I just liked all the cool colors in it. I got that at the first shop. And then I needed, I got the Bobby blue that I'm making the hat out of. I got that up there. Had to get me some more needles. I needed these for the little boxy sweater and the boxy sweater. I didn't have this size, so I had to get some. I also got some more Malabrigo in the Gris colorway. I'm making that hat for my husband, and I wasn't really sure if he was gonna like that blue, but he says he does. So one of my daughters said she'd take a hat out of this. And then the other yarn shop, I got some Berroco Sock because I loved all this purple. And one of my daughter's favorite colors is purple, so I think she might get some socks out of this. So that is all I bought from the yarn crawl. I was trying to behave, seeing how, like, in August I bought 20 skeins of yarn. Yeah. Sorry guys, I gotta take a little break. Oh, there's dripping water everywhere. Can you guys see my little kitty? She is doing something she's not supposed to. That's Nimbus. That's our mama kitty. Okay. Back to what I bought. So I got my Hippo for Little Celebrations Club. And this one is Hippo for apple picking. And I already have it skeined up because this is what I'm going to use for my next Hippo socks, for my box of socks for October. I thought that would be the perfect October socks, especially since I've already done 2 Halloweens. But only one of those Halloweens is going in that box. So, and then this is the yarn. I ordered this yarn back in August. And apparently it got lost in the mail. So I contacted the shop. They were super great and dyed me up another skein and got it sent out, and I got it super fast. Isn't that so pretty? So this is by Nomandic Yarns, which I love Nomandic Yarns. Get a lot of Harry Potter themed yarns from her, which I'm planning on making socks for everybody in the family with. But yeah, Nomandic Yarns. And this one is called Sugared Plums. So I thought that would be good for the festive sock along. So right now I have 3 skeins for the festive sock along. I'm going to show them really quick because I'm done with what I've bought. But before I do my shop update, I'm going to show you the 3 that I'm planning on using for the festive sock along. So there's Sugared Plums. This is one, the lady who owns the shop that's closing, she has also dyed yarn, or I think she still does dye yarn. And this is called Christmas Nougat. And I bought this last year. I'm going to use a different color for the heels and toes because this is 100% superwash merino, but it's called Christmas Nougat. And I liked how that worked up. I saw a sample of it in her shop. And then I'm going to use Holly Jolly, which is my colorway. So I'm excited. So I'll have at least 3 pairs of festive socks. No, I might be able to get more in because that one goes through December 31st, I believe. And I do have a Lolodidit hippo for Hanukkah. So, sorry for the tinkling again. So I might end up with at least 4 pairs of socks for that. Yay! Amy's trying to do 25. So she can have one pair of socks to wear through Christmas. And wish her luck. I couldn't do it. One thing that I got in the mail, a prize that I won from Knitting Posse for my Campside shawl that I finished. I love this prize. It's beautiful. I won a bag. And I am not going to butcher that name, so there's who it's by. So yeah, I'm going to put one of my socks down in here. A drawstring bag with a cute little handle. So I won that, and I won 2 skeins of yarn. However, I cannot take these out of the bag, so I'm sorry if there's going to be a glare on it or whatnot. But I'm allergic to alpaca, very allergic to alpaca. Like can't touch it, it makes my skin burn allergic. So I had no idea whenever I put my name in to win this prize that the yarn had alpaca in it. Gorgeous yarn. Love the color. I actually did fill it because I pulled it out of the bag and then I realized that it has alpaca in it. But it's 2 very nice, kind of sage green color, I would say. By Flower Hill Fleeces. And it is 438 yards of 50% baby alpaca, 25% silk, and 25% linen. Very nice yarn. It felt really good. And it didn't actually like burn my hand when I touched it. So I don't know if baby alpaca is any different. But I'm going to be honest, I'm not willing to try it because I don't want to be miserable. So, oh, and it came with a little stitch marker that's attached to the, there we go, attached to the tag. So I got in touch with the ladies at Knitting Posse and, you know, told them that I didn't know that it had alpaca in it and asked them if they would mind if I did a giveaway on my podcast. And of course, being the sweet ladies that they are, they were like, oh yeah, you definitely don't knit with that. No, we don't mind at all. So I'm going to be doing a giveaway with that probably a little bit later this month because this month is my podiversary. I have been podcasting for 1 year this month, towards the end of the month. I think it was like the 22nd. So my next podcast, I will do a giveaway on that yarn. I haven't decided how I'm going to do it, where I'm going to do it, if it's going to be on here, if it'll be on Instagram, Ravelry. I haven't decided any of that yet. I would also like to start a knit along, but I need to think about that a little bit longer too. So all of that will be announced on my next podcast. I might announce it on Instagram a little sooner than that, for the knit along. but we'll see. Anyway, so that is everything that I bought. Everything that I've won, I'm pretty sure. So now I'm going to do a shop update. So if you're not interested, thank you for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed the podcast. I would love it for you to subscribe, give me a like or a thumbs up. Yeah, so thank you. All right, shop update. I have been so busy dyeing yarn. I used to only do fingering weight yarn. I still do fingering weight, but I have added worsted weight. So several of my colorways I have worsted weight yarn in. I have worsted weight on the Mermaid's Tail, the Pop Rocks colorway, which I'm not sure if I've shown you that yet or not, so I've got a skein of that to show you. I only dug out the fingering weights except for one. I have excuse me, worsted weight to show you all. My Fog on the Mountain, I have worsted weight. Oh My Gourd has sold out on worsted weight. And then I just finished dyeing up some Monet on worsted weight. So this is in the shop. Everything I'm getting ready to show you is in the shop. I do have one more colorway that's drying. So if you go to my shop, which is, like I said, MommaJessKnits, all one word, on Etsy. If you favorite that shop, it will give you a notification whenever I add anything to the shop. So I have been adding items every Friday or Saturday to the shop, but it kind of in the last week or two got to the point where the adding everything at once to the shop was becoming too much. So I have kind of split it up, and this week I've broken it up, and I've done a couple things one day, a couple things the next, and then I will do another update tomorrow or Saturday. I have a Christmas colorway right now that's drying, and bags that I'll be adding Friday and Saturday. But so far, I'm going to show you some of these, and I do apologize if I've already shown them to you all. And I don't think I've missed any, but here we go. So Pop Rocks sold out in 2 days. I think I may have shown you Pop Rocks, because I brought it out the same time I did the Monet, and the Monet sold out in 15 minutes. But here's Pop Rocks. Lots of speckles or pops of color. I really love that one. I'm thinking about making that a sweater for one of my nieces. Here is my Fog on the Mountain colorway. And the reason why I named it that is because I am surrounded by mountains, and I used to have to drive across one every day, Monday through Friday. And I just remember, like, in the fall, this is what those mountains look like. Just fog and pops of fall colors. Gorgeous. I think I only have one skein of that left in my shop. I do have it on worsted in the shop, though. Okay, so this week I put in the shop Purple Rain. This has almost every single shade of purple that I own in it. got some just all kinds. So Purple Rain. That's why they call it the blues. And this turned out a little bit more greeny than I wanted right here, even though it's supposed to be blue, but whatever. But that's okay. I just left it in there because when you have the blues, you can go through every shade, right? And then it's got some dark navy for like the storm part of the blues, you know. I love blues, so this has every blue that I have in it. I have Pumpkinhead, which this is getting very blown out because it's looking kind of red on the screen, at least to me. Playback might be a little different, but it is a very bright orange, black. It does have a few, this one doesn't, or at least not that I can see. This one has a few little specks of red in it. And then this was the colorway that I messed up on because I put the green in and it was not the green that I thought it was. It was not the green they put on the website as the green that it was. So I put it in the dye pan. I put my yarn in and I was like, at first when I put it in the dye pan, I was like, oh, this is perfect. This is what I wanted. Then whenever I put the yarn in and it started soaking the dye up, I was like, that is not what I wanted. So I had to think quick. And I had thought about before doing a colorway and calling it Kentucky because I lived in Kentucky for a very long time. I lived in 3 different cities and I love Kentucky. I love driving around and seeing the horse farms and just everything else. Kentucky basketball, huge fan. I love Kentucky. So I decided to put some blue in there because Kentucky, if you don't know, is called the bluegrass state. And so I was thinking, you know, green fields and blue skies or bluegrass and brown for thoroughbreds. And the white is for some of the fences around the horse farms are white. Some are brown, but so here is my Kentucky bluegrass color, which I had asked for name suggestions. My mom gave one that I really liked that was like Moss on the Mountain, which I really like that, but I figured since I have Fog on the Mountain, I would just stick with Kentucky and do Kentucky bluegrass. So there's that. So the last 4 colors, the Purple Rain, that's why they call it the blues, Kentucky bluegrass, and Pumpkinhead. I only have those on fingering or sock weight yarn. I am out of worsted weight at the moment, and it will probably be a little while before I can order more. But whenever I do, I'll do some of those colorways on the worsted weight. So now I'm going to show you a couple of the bags that I have in the shop. I have my Catacorn. My Harvest. And this one is kind of bugging me. I don't know why it is so wrinkled looking because I've ironed it several times. But Fall Squirrels. I love this one, you guys. This was like a great big, I mean, it had all these different honeybees, save the bees, be kind, be sweet, be thankful. I love this bag. And I have 4 of those in the shop. This was originally the very first bag I ever made and put in the shop and sold out of. And I found more fabric, so I made some more. My sugar skeleton. I have 2 of those in the shop, and I have enough fabric for 2 more, I believe. This was one of my original bags too. This was before, not this one, but, so my original bags, like this one, do not have batting in them. They just have interfacing, which, I mean, they're thick. They're not just fabric. It's thick, but it wasn't as thick as I would like it, or as sturdy. I mean, it was sturdy, but not, wasn't as thick. It wasn't as sturdy. I cannot talk today. So I've started adding batting in all of mine. So I've kind of gone back through, pulled everything out of the shop that had the interfacing in it, and have started putting batting in those. So this is one that I had pulled down, and then now it's back up because I made one with batting. So, and that so far are all the bags, or all the new bags. I have lots of bags in the shop, guys. I think I don't even know how many. I know I have a whole entire bin of bags made up and listed in the shop. And I have quite a few lots of skeins of yarn. So yeah, so that is my shop update so far for this week. Like I said, I'll be adding more to the shop tomorrow or Saturday. It might just be bags. I'm waiting on my other Christmas colorway to get fully dry before I list it in the shop, because nobody likes moldy yarn, and I don't want to skein it up while it's still wet because moldy yarn. And then I also dyed myself some more yarn to do one of Hohi's shawls. So hopefully the next podcast I will have that shawl at least cast on and can show you guys that colorway. But that's all I have for you guys today, and I cannot believe that I'm almost at 50 minutes. So I am going to stop chatting and let you all go. But I hope you all have a great day and keep on crafting. Bye, guys.